Well, howdy do there. Did you miss me? 'Cause I missed you. It's been a while, and I'm very sorry about that. Things have been quite busy. So, without further ado, I figured I'd give you guys a nice little insight of Doctor Who that just wrapped up. So, Doctor Who, the overview of Series 8. So, Doctor Who Series 8 finally wrapped up, and there's a lot to talk about. More or less on each episode that I missed overall. It's going to be brief that I'm going to tackle it, so I'm not going to get huge in plot points, but I will tell you if I liked it or didn't like it, or, in between. And then what I'm really going to do, talk about the finale. Starting with Deep Breath. Now, I actually quite enjoyed this episode for the most part. It's one of the best openings to a new Doctor and also a season premiere. I really dug the chemistry between Clara and the Doctor as well, since things have definitely changed. I think that the only nitpick that I had was the dinosaur. And it was just a little too out of place and kind of thrown away as soon as it was convenient. So overall, I liked it. Into the Dalek is what I would call one of the series highlights of this season alone. It's really good stuff. I just found it dark and compelling and really gritty at some points, because you really got to see how dark the Doctor was and how Clara had to react against him and trying to keep him straight. No nitpicks as far as I'm concerned, except for maybe how slow it is, but nevertheless, that's kind of the point of it. But it's a series highlight for me. I think it was really good. It's one of the best of this season. Robot of Sherwood was silly. It was a little too silly for me. In fact, I would go as far as to say not the greatest in this season. I couldn't stand it, honestly. It was too quick. It was making its punchlines. It was too focused on if Robin Hood was a legend or not. I wasn't really compelled into the story, and it just didn't... It was entertaining, but it didn't really do anything for me. So, overall, not the greatest episode. Sorry. Listen is probably one of the darker and more edgier episodes to date. It has a lot to offer, a lot to give you, and it's compelling and engaging with everyone involved. And I liked it. I liked it a lot. In fact, I could say I loved it, but what keeps me from saying I absolutely love it is all the plot elements that you were given. There was enough to scare the crap out of you, and then it doesn't answer anything, not even vaguely, and that kind of bothered me, but I liked it. Time Heist is a fun piece of work. I like the concepts that they introduced and the things that they have to do. It has a compelling story along with it, so it keeps you engaged and doesn't really pander to you too much about what happened before, what happened after. It's a very good single piece of work that doesn't do much than just entertain and give you something cool to talk about. That, hey, did you see that episode? Yeah, that was actually pretty fun. Nothing to write home about, but it's still good. The Caretaker has two plot elements in this episode, and one is the Doctor trying to intervene in Clara's personal life, and the Doctor trying to find some robot going around killing people. Which one do you think takes more precedence? Doctor trying to intervene with Clara's life. And that's probably the highlight of the episode itself. It is fun, it is funny, great comedic timing from everybody, but when the plot finally kicks in, when it decides to, leaves a little bit to be desired. Kill the Moon is a lot like Listen. It had a lot of compelling elements, it had a lot of great themes. This time it actually answered some of the concepts it tried to ask itself, and it was good. It led to some cliched moments, but of course, that's kind of Doctor Who for you. There's nothing much more you can do about that. But I'm back and forth with it. It's okay, yet it's not. It's good, yet it's not. There's so many things about this episode that just dazzle. Mummy on the Orient Express is actually pretty fun. Not gonna lie, it was actually a pretty good episode in general. Great stuff about it is the compelling reasons of why the mummy is attacking people, how long it takes them. It was a really good setup to all of that. Nitpicks, I'd say go with Clara and her motivations. She's kind of like the ex-boyfriend when the Doctor pissed her off and killed the Moon. She doesn't really want to travel with him anymore, but then here she is again, but she's going back and forth. She doesn't know how to feel. That's okay, but it's like, can you make up your mind? Flatline was cool. Really good stuff. Really awesome creatures that kind of stick you up against the wall and make you flat, and you're like kind of like graffiti on a wall. This is also what I would call one of the Dr. Light episodes, where Clara has to be more of the person in the focus of the plot, while the Doctor's kind of stuck somewhere else. It's a very good, interesting dynamic. Only nitpick I have is of the side characters. Now, they don't really do much, but it overall wraps up nicely. In the Forest of the Night really bored me, and I hate to say that. There was really nothing intriguing or engaging about it. It bored me nearly half to death when I was watching it. Um, even plot elements that came in, even if they were explained, didn't catch on right away for me. So I was sitting there like, wait, what? How does she? Who's that? Why? If you liked it, great. Me, did not. Now let's talk about Dark Water and Death in Heaven. Now, these ones are going to be a lot longer in review because these are the recent ones that came out. Now, first off, Missy being the master. Holy crap, that was good stuff. The Doctor finding out that all of those little tanks that were inside Heaven were Cybermen, pretty great twists. The whole concept of the afterlife resulted into some good chills and thrills, I'm not gonna lie there, and it was very overall, like, I would have imagined that to be the finale episode. Dark Water was just amazing to me. It had great intrigue, great setup. It was actually one of Moffat's finest, and he's starting to annoy me at this point. I'm just saying Moffat has kind of lost touch with the way he's writing things. This is the one time he's actually done a very good job at just giving us something that really works. And it's not just some sort of concept, it's really a good story. Death in Heaven, though, flips it all on its head. I really feel like it was just like, oh, I'm going to set all this up. This is great stuff. And then, would you like a bagel? Well, they're English muffins, but they're bagels. Illusion. Illusion. It slowed down at a point. In Death in Heaven, it slowed down and it tried to kind of flesh out some of the characters. And the one person I feel like was having a good time was Missy, the master. She was definitely bananas, as she said, and it really worked. There were moments where she wasn't quite into her own character, and then there were moments where she was, so I was back and forth with her. The problem I have is the Doctor. The Doctor didn't do crap towards the end. He was just sitting there reacting to everything. I really just was like, Doctor, do something! And he does, in the end. The plot is revealed, but the problem that I have is so much is behind the master. Great ideas of what Missy was trying to do all this time. Good stuff. Awesome stuff. But we wanted some answers on what happened to the master since we last saw him, her. Do we get that? And what the story does is tell us that, oh, okay, Missy was the one that kept them both together. They brought them back together. Each time that they separated, she brought them back. Great. How? How? Moffat doesn't like asking that question. How? How does it all happen? How does it all work? Should it matter? Well, apparently not, because he didn't answer it. But I guess that's okay. Death in Heaven was probably a very big letdown of this season. I can't express enough how much I really wanted it to be something special. In a way it was, but it was a total of 3 things. 1, people that were following the 2005 onwards, more so 2010 because everyone really got onto the Matt Smith bandwagon when it came to America. Moffat was writing for those people. Then Moffat was writing for the people who were not quite sure how to feel about Capaldi's Doctor. And then thirdly, he really wrote to people who enjoyed the classic series. And when he wrote all of that compared into 2 episodes, he did really well in the first one. And then he just kind of like took a ball of yarn and tried to unravel it. And it became this untangled mess of, okay, we did this, we did that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to put this person in, this is a homage to another, and this is a homage to another. That is my thoughts on Dark Water and Death in Heaven. Loved Dark Water. Death in Heaven, not so much. It's a bit of a letdown. So in accumulation to all the episodes, Series 8 is 3.5 stars. What did you think about the Doctor Who finale, and what did you think about the episodes in general? Tell me your praises, tell me your woes. I'll get you guys more videos as time goes on. Please be patient with me. Things get busy. That's all I'll say. And I'll see you again next time.